My name is Janet Phillips. Sometimes get called Auntie, sometimes get called Nin, it's just respect. I'm the daughter of Daphne Williams and James Phillips, both of whom are descendant from Ngunnawal people.
My name is Delphine Fraser and I'm the daughter of Nin Janet Phillips. I am too a very proud Ngunnawal woman and a descendant of the Ngunnawal people of Canberra.
Yumalandi, Dura, Nungana, Nungawal, Dura, Yamalandi. These are the words of my father's grandmother, and I've never really heard them. They're apparently taken from an old wax cylinder based over there in the Institute of Aboriginal Studies. They've got this lovely language master who's helping us to get the Ngunnawal language together. Like my older cousins used to tell me when we'd see groups of old people sitting around that they would hunt us, and I would ask why. And they were forbidden to speak their language. And I wished that I'd have just disobeyed everybody, just so I could have remembered the tone.
We've always had some form of government touching us, but they've always been recording us. So even though we've been dissipated so much in our culture, there is a recording of this dissipation, so we're able to retrace the footprints.
You know, you couldn't move from one country to another. You had to report to the local police station. People who kept books on, oh, where's this Aboriginal person, where's that Aboriginal person? And even though in the days when it was being recorded, it wasn't being recorded for good, but it has turned out to be an absolute advantage. Sometimes, and in some places, our little stories, they're only just little small, but we put them together. Like one of my big cousins was telling me about my grandfather, that because he was such a man, he was a man of spirit, they walked in front of him and he just, out went the hand and knocked them backwards. Don't you ever walk in front of me, girl. And I went, wow. And they said, well, there was a reason, because, you know, the men walked forward in front, because this was going down fishing on the Tuman. My cousin told me that story and it always stuck in my mind. And then they turned around and told me the same story, that a snake came out of nowhere, and of course me chattering away, I usually do, I just walked right over the snake. And grandfather just turned around so fast. He was right there and he picked me up so fast, and I just have a vague memory of that. That it's not that grandfather didn't see the snake, it's just the snake moved too fast and it was coming straight at me. And here's me skipping along, just skipped over it. But it's little stories like that that you think, okay, you're not allowed to walk in front of grandfather. And there's a reason why you can't walk in front of grandfather. There's a reason why you can't walk in front of your old uncles.
I love when I come home, because to me, I mean, we are fortunate enough. Canberra is the bush capital. We do still have kangaroos bopping down the street, and you go out, you know, to a couple of places and you see the wombat holes and you see the platypus in the streams, and, you know, the bogong moths still come, and it's just, but it's the mountains. It's the mountains. It's when I go past Lake George and then I hit the top of the mountain and I see Jaltaba Peak and I just see it and I know I'm home. And we're fortunate enough, like I grew up in Woy in the Ku-ring-gai, and we had a couple of rock carvings, but in Canberra we're fortunate to have rock art. We're fortunate enough to have the grinding grooves. We're fortunate enough to have the red ochre pits. You know, we're fortunate enough to have these remnants that remain and are signs that our existence, my mother's existence, our culture.
How it stretches back.
How it is. One thing I always love, and is, I know it's going to sound weird, is when I walk my dogs, I walk a particular way, I come across a scar tree, and I know this scar tree is ancient, I can feel it. I know that it was being made for canoes and shields, and then when you look up, you see the bush honey, and then when you see the bees there, you know there's an ancient spirit that was there and that my people touched there.
Learning about the ancient Ngunnawal people that lived here, they must have been an amazing, amazing group of people. You've got the Snowies on one side, you've got all these rivers here. Where I was born, you've got the Nimbo, the Tumut, the Murrumbidgee. We must have been an amazing, healthy people.